Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rosie, and I read recently that MTV was going to start getting rid of their music-based channels. I'm not really surprised about it. In fact, I'm surprised that they didn't do it much sooner. And so, um, yeah, I'm just surprised that they didn't decide to do it sooner. So, the UK and Europe are getting rid of MTV 80s, MTV 90s, Club MTV, and MTV Live by the end of 2025. December 31st, 2025 is when they are looking to get rid of their music-based format. And it will be not only in Europe, but a few other countries as well. So, um, they said that they're going to go worldwide after the 31st of December. Um, and the TV channels will be switched off. And I will put some of the links in the description so you can see for yourself. But as I said, I'm surprised they didn't decide to do it much sooner. So, MTV started on August 1st, 1981 in New York City. They had 5 VJs: Alan Hunter from Birmingham, Mountain Brook to be exact, Martha Quinn, Mark Goodman, Nina Blackwood, and JJ Jackson. And those are some good memories. I wasn't in New York when MTV started, of course, but it was regional at first. And then it started spreading like across the country. I remember first seeing MTV around 1983. I was about 6 years old, and that was when I was like getting obsessed with new wave and British music, British artists. Joe Jackson, the British Joe Jackson, was one of my first favorite artists on there. To this day, I am obsessed with the song Steppin' Out. I love that song so much. I adore it. And then, I started seeing music and artists that I wasn't used to. I wasn't used to artists looking like girls, like Boy George, for instance. But then I started getting more used to it, especially when I got into metal. And I even told about that in another video, talking about when I got into metal, about how um, I wasn't used to androgyny. I'll just say it like that. Um, but like I said, I started getting used to it. Um, so by the time I got to see Rocky Horror Picture Show in 95 or 96, I was totally in. I was all in. Head first, love it to this day. And so, anyway, over the years, I got to see MTV expanding and evolving. And I loved the countdowns, of course. I loved the shows they had geared toward different genres. And I loved the Idiot Box with Alex Winter. Now, I don't remember what all they showed on there. I just know that I really loved it. And then they had Liquid Television, which showed different cartoons like Aeon Flux, and it was the introduction of Beavis and Butthead. And I adored that. So when Beavis and Butthead became a fully fleshed out cartoon, with these stupid boys in Texas living their everyday lives and just being dumb and causing chaos throughout their town. I was all for it. I loved it. It was just right for me. So I watched that with my then best friend Justine religiously. If we didn't watch it together, which we mostly didn't, we would watch it separately, but while on the phone. We would just call each other on the phone when it was time to come on, and we would watch it together. And then something weird happened on MTV. They started showing this show about seven strangers picked to live in a loft to see what happens when people stop being polite and start being real, the real world. I was enthralled with that at first because they started with this girl who lived in our hometown, mine and Justine's hometown, Birmingham, Alabama. It was her first time being away from home. She was a teenager, about 18. I can't remember if she was 18 or 19, but I think she was 18. She was the baby. And she moved to New York to just discover herself and just went on this new adventure. And so, like I said, Justine and I were enraptured by this to see what would happen to this girl from our hometown who was around our ages, just a little bit older, but basically around our ages. And so we watched season 1 together. I watched season 2 by myself. By season 3, I wasn't entertained by it anymore. I had a job and it just wasn't fun anymore. I was tired of it and I was ready for MTV to go back to showing music. So, they didn't stop because I was like, okay, MTV, we get it. Seven strangers, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't stop. They just kept going with it. And then they ventured off into road rules. So they had not only the real world, but they also had road rules. And I started seeing this pattern. Not only are they showing these weird television shows, which is what I thought of them at the time, not only are they showing these weird television shows about these random people for no reason, but they're also not showing rock anymore. So I migrated to VH1 where they were still showing different rock videos. And then MTV just started showing music every once in a while. And VH1 started to do the same thing, except they started showing things that were still geared toward music, like, for instance, the biopics, Def Leppard, and they started showing like the Michael Jackson, the Jacksons, the American Dream. And then they started showing other stuff like A Diva's Christmas Carol, which was very cute, by the way. And they had the Temptations biopic miniseries and stuff like that. So, and then they had I love the 70s, I love the 80s, I love the 90s. I loved those shows. They were great, they were entertaining, and I was all for it. But then they gradually just stopped showing music altogether. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. So I found VH1 Classic. And then VH1 Classic turned into MTV Classic. And then last year, toward the end of November, I had to just let my cable go. I even cried about that because I was letting something go that I was very, very used to. It's been almost a year now, and I don't miss it like I thought I did. The only thing I really do miss is SpongeBob. But my dad gave me a smart TV, which I can view like streaming on. And so I'm good. I'm okay. I'm fine. As long as I can watch some cartoons and some movies every once in a while, I'm good. But like I said before, I am surprised that MTV didn't decide to get rid of their music tiered channels much sooner. So, what I have to say about it in closing is thank you, MTV, for 40 some years of music, but rest in peace and farewell, old friend. Godspeed. And that's where I am with it. So, you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me some of your favorite MTV memories. Are you mad about MTV doing this, or are you as shocked as I am that they didn't do it sooner? Because it was a long time coming, let's admit it. But, anyways, you guys, if you want to donate to me, help keep this channel going, you will find my Cash App, PayPal, and GoFundMe links in the description. If you would consider helping me out, I would appreciate it lots. If you would like to be a part of the tribe, hit the subscribe button no matter what generation you are from. I would be so glad to have you. You guys, when I reach 1,000 subs, I would like to name my tribe. And I already did a poll, but I will redo the poll when I reach 1,000 subs. So help me get there, you guys. I'm not even at 500 yet. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Hope to see y'all on the next one. Bye for now.